Been blessed with stamina and black coffee. Yeah, and Amazon.
Right, but it's interesting that you say you have to be better, you have to be A++. Equality would mean that you didn't have to be, it would certainly mean you had to be as good, but it shouldn't mean you have.
Current time is 21:46.
It wasn't because they were discriminatory, they were just concerned, would I be able to go out, knock on doors, whatever it might be. And if they don't know you, you have to overcome hurdles. And I just think, one can moan about this or try and pass legislation, or one can just prove to them that they're wrong. I think that's what we need to do. By proving that you can do it, when the next person comes along, they say, oh, actually, yeah, it doesn't make a difference.
In view of what you've said about that, what's your feeling about what you might call positive discrimination?
Totally opposed to it. Totally opposed to it. If the Prime Minister said to me, look, you've got a bad leg, or if I had thought I'd been appointed because of that, I wouldn't pretend to be trying. I can set my hand on heart. I hate it. I hate the idea of knowing that you get something because of your circumstance rather than because of your ability.
You could argue, I suppose, that benefits for disabled people is a form of positive discrimination because in the sense that it's intended to compensate for the extra cost of a disability. What would be your view?
Well, I wouldn't call it a form of discrimination. I would call it help for people who are vulnerable, and I think that is a good thing. I think there should be help for people who need it, who have disabilities. I have no problem with that at all.
So if it's based on the level of need, is there a reliable way of measuring need?
Well, it's difficult, but I think the principle should be the Prime Minister spoke of these three principles on welfare and which we should protect people who are elderly, we should protect vulnerable and disabled people, and benefits should be geared to helping people get back into work. And people who have disabilities, I suspect many have to spend more on medicines and things that other people have to do. So I think it's right that the state is there to protect those who need it most. That's, to me, what the welfare society is meant to be all about.
So in this talk about vulnerability, and it's a terminology that you've used and this government used and other governments have used as well, does it make sense, though, that the only way to give adequate benefits to the most disadvantaged is to take it away possibly from the slightly less disadvantaged? In other words, to make eligibility tougher?
Well, first of all, I don't necessarily agree with the way you're describing it, to the very disadvantaged to the less, slightly less disadvantaged and the very disadvantaged.
Well, I suppose what I mean is if money's tight, you think who should get this, and one way to spend less is to say less people get it.
Well, I think that, as I say, anyone who is vulnerable, anyone who has a disability and needs help should get it. That's the principle. But there's nothing wrong to say that actually we also want to help you, if you're able to, get off benefits and into work. And I think that is what the principle is. It isn't about taking money away from people. It's about helping people if they want to, and if they can, gain employment and work and jobs.
Of course, you've always been a campaigner, and that was evident at university. I think you took a case against the National Union of Students.
Yeah, my God, you've done your research. It's incredible.
Because that the case was that it shouldn't be compulsory.
Exactly. Yeah. It was amazing. I was very involved with student politics, and I was chairman of my ex-university Conservatives and of the Western Area Conservatives. And we thought that it was wrong that I was forced to belong to the NUS, because under the university constitution you weren't allowed to be a member of the university unless you were a member of the student union. So I took it to the European Court, and of course these are pre-days of internet. And I still have all the papers at home somewhere, but I used to handwrite the submissions to the European Court, and they used to get these wonderful letters back which boosted my ego no end, and they used to say how fond be the United Kingdom. It was really funny. And Mrs. Thatcher got in on the act because she saw me about it as a Conservative student. We had, funny enough, two education secretaries who were involved. Education ministers, one was Alan Howarth and the other one was Robert Jackson, both who subsequently defected from the Conservative Party. And I don't know whether that was my fault or probably not, but it was just funny that those two were involved. And they did change the rules slightly. but we didn't win the court case. But it didn't cost me a thing.
They didn't admit you had a case, really, did they?
They just, yeah, exactly. But they didn't say it was wrong. They just said it wasn't applicable to them.
And can I ask you what you did after that? Because you've done quite a few. You've been talking about people on low incomes.
Yeah.
You've done quite a few jobs that didn't exactly make you a fortune.
Well, these were jobs, between university or before and post-university. So I've sold double glazing over the phone. I've sold debt collecting services. When I came out of university, I worked in different hotels around Westminster, selling the membership of the hotel, getting basic discount cards, you get free meals if you bought one other product, and you would get a free room a year. And you had to get the names, and you got £5 per sale. We had to get their credit card off them there and then. And if they wanted literature, you would say no. The reason why it's so cheap is because we don't do any literature out. So, and it was really tough, but it was a good way of earning money. And then I got 1 day a week with one MP. That was my goal, and then that became 2 days, and so on and so on.
So everything was really aimed at getting inside this building where we are now.
Exactly, everything. Which is why even when I did that hotel job at university, I did it in hotels around here, so I could get to interviews and things like that.
Can I just ask you about some of your other lesser-known enthusiasms? Chelsea Football Club and Curry are mainstream enough, but watches and clocks? What kind of
more watches than clocks. I've been a watch fanatic since I was a kid.
Look at this one.
It looks amazing, especially the way you open it.
Yes, it's a Braille watch, and I opened it like that.
That's fantastic. And then you see what's good.
Would you like one of those in your collection? I wouldn't want anyone to think that it had influenced how hard a time I've tried to give you.
Thank you. I love Casio watches, and I've got rotary watches. I've got Amiga Speedmaster, there's a picture there, which is a very old. I've got second hand, which is the only watch worn on the moon. There's a picture with President Kennedy because he wore an Amiga watch. It's one of the many reasons why I like him as president, not just for that. But one more thing I will say, one thing my parents do have in common is that they're both incredibly not very punctual. And I'm the complete opposite. They are. I get to everything 2 hours early. When I go on a plane, I'm there before the plane's even built, let alone on the runway. Ridiculous hours. So if the plane was going at 9, I'll probably be there at 5 in the morning or something. I'm completely insane on this. And whoever's with me at the time, I say you can choose. You can either come with me or come at your own time. But I just can't. I just cannot stand being late for things. So I think something to do with time. I love time. I love hearing hourly chimes. In fact, today I was really sad. This watch has got a minute repeater on it, which means that if you press it, can I do it? So basically, it will bleep 10 times. Actually, you don't need to see or use Braille, so you can just hear that.
You can hear it, yeah. And now, of course, ironically, you're sitting right by the most famous clock in the world.
I know, which is why I was so keen to protect Big Ben from charging it, and I'll try and stop it even as a minister of the establishment of the House of Commons, try and bring charging, because I know they're going to try and sneak them in. But I always love looking at watches in jewellery shop windows. Even now, I can't go past. Doesn't matter whether they're Casios, posh watches, whatever it might be. I just love looking at the different shapes. And you can get a watch which is 20 quid, you can get a watch which is a lot more, but both have their own. To me, it's just about the design, the genius behind it. Your listeners are going to think I'm completely off the wall, but I can't help it. I just love watches, all kinds. And to produce a watch that you can have a bulldozer go on it, or I think they put one inside an American Hummer tank in the wheel, and they drove it around America and nothing happened to it. So it's a pretty amazing invention.
And you like your colourful clothes?
Yes, well, I've had to tone those down a bit.
Have you?
Reaction.
I was going to ask you, as I can't, I was going to ask you what you're wearing now.
I've just got a light green suit on, but it's not what people have called the Hamas suit, because I've got a very kind of lime pickle version. I saved that for the summer, and then I had a tangerine or sunset cornfield as the Clarkson speaker described it. But I suppose I was wondering that a minister behaved myself a bit.
It seems a shame. One other thing I was very interested in, you met your partner on Facebook.
Did.
There must be a story for that.
Yeah, well, she contacted me, funnily enough, and in those days I now don't really have an active Facebook page except for dealing with family, but Yes, that's how we met. It was a long story, but a bizarre.
Tell us the juicy bit.
bizarre. Her brother had a hotel in Brazil.